All right, click and go live now. All right, yo, what's up? Happy Thursday morning. Usually Thursday's a really light day, but we actually got 11 games today, so it's not quite as light as normal. We're gonna run through them real quick. A couple minor changes, a couple picks from last night's video that are still the same. So let's run through it. First up, Marlins at Braves. Last night I said I love the Braves in the first five. That hasn't changed. I'm still on. Wasn't 100% prepared. Here we go. Atlanta first five minus half run. What are the odds on that? Perfect. Yeah. So I know a lot of people are looking at this price thinking it looks kind of trappy for the Braves to only be minus 190 favorites, but keep in mind the casual sports bettor is opening up this matchup on the ESPN Score Center app, looking at Braxton Garrett's numbers versus Kyle Wright's numbers. I know that sounds crazy, but that is what the casual sports bettor does. Be like, oh, Braxton Garrett 1-0 with a 2.84 ERA. Kyle Wright 0-1 with a 5.93 ERA. Marlins could win this. I know it sounds insane that someone would bet based on that information, but that's what the casual bettor does. So that's why this price is not that crazy to me. Because Braxton Garrett has pitched better than Kyle Wright this year. Now, everyone knows if you look at the spots and actually take a deeper look, Kyle Wright's a far better pitcher than Braxton Garrett. And on the road against the Braves lineup is a nightmare for a lefty like Braxton Garrett. So definitely all over the Braves. And the fact that we can get it at minus 110 doesn't strike me as some kind of trap or maybe we're missing something. I think we just found a perfect value spot where Kyle Wright's values is at an all-time low, Braxton Garrett value at an all-time high. Whoa! It says your mic is muted. Oh, I had your mic muted for that. You're unmuted now.
I'm not gonna waste all you guys' time again. Wow, I can't believe none of that. Yeah, I like the Braves for the first five.
I can hear him, and it was a bunch of bullshit. You didn't want it.
It was all facts.
It was
all hard-hitting facts.
It was just him rambling nonsense for about 30 seconds. You did not need to hear any of that. Sorry about that. Seriously. All right, next game. No, I was apologizing to them, not you. Next game. Okay, so this is kind of one where the notes changed a little bit because if you remember in last night's video, I'm talking about how the Dodgers lineup is heating up against righties. Well, last night they just got beat 8-1 by the Pirates. Ronzi Contreras pitched to Gem, and if you know who that is, you know just how shocking that piece of information is. I still like the Dodgers, but this did not make the ticket. So hold on, let me go over. Originally it was on the first five over. I guess gun to my head, had to make a bet for this game. With Julio Urias on the mound, I like the Dodgers minus 1.5. I know that's crazy. I've been loving. I won a few bets on this Pirates team. I know they're playing well. I'm putting lean next to it just so people know that this did not make the ticket. But if I was forced to bet this game, that's the way I would go with it. Coming off an ugly loss, if the Dodgers get it back.
All right, I hope they're sound this time. Yeah, if I had to take a side here, I would definitely take the Pirates. I mean, plus money. We're getting a team that's done pretty well against lefties thus far. They smashed the last two they saw. And on top of that, we're getting them at plus money. This is a team that's won their last 6 to 7 games against the Dodgers. The Dodgers are missing 3 starters in Martinez, in Muncy, and they're missing one more starter that and Will Smith. 3 pretty pivotal bats to this lineup with the exception of Freeman and Betts. So I just really don't like backing that lineup at that price. I feel that Mitch Keller has really undergone some great changes over the offseason and during the second half of last season that's produced better results thus far. Have they been against underwhelming lineups? Absolutely. But the Dodgers lineup yesterday proved that they couldn't hit Roansy Contreras without their 3 guys missing. I don't know if they're going to be able to hit Keller all that much. So I'd rather take the Pirates at that nice plus price.
Yeah, the lineup pieces missing is significant. I get it. It was Max Muncy, and what was the other 2 pieces?
Max Muncy, Martinez, and Will Smith.
Yeah. No, I get that. But I see what Jay Miz said. It's almost like it's perfect spot for Urias to throw a gem. Because not only did he come off a little bit of a rocky start, but he got hit up by the Pirates twice last year, too. And I can't believe this is insane to say, and it's probably not true. But tell me the Pirates are kind of the square side here. Isn't that crazy? Like, kind of. I mean, I don't think Pirates money lineup plus 135 is a square play. I'm just saying I think the Pirates are the square side.
Well, yeah, I think everybody wants to bet the Pirates at the plus money, considering their recent history against the Dodgers. Definitely the square side, but I mean, just going from a pure value standpoint, I would much rather back Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and the line has dropped. You can see in this chart down here. Let me blow it up. Pirates early this morning, 4 a.m. plus 143. It's down to plus 130. Prop Beaver snagged it at plus 135. So they are moving it. But you would think with all these people betting the Pirates to still have it at plus 130 that the books have some confidence in the Dodgers. So regardless, we talked about this game too much because we didn't put it on the ticket. So
yeah.
Next. Mariners at Phillies. I don't know where to go. I'm going to stick with what I said last night. But I like it. It's just like, am I going to be completely surprised if these guys both come out and have good starts? No, I'm not. But I do think, first 5 over 4.5. My bad. So yeah, basically what I said last night, I won't repeat all the notes I went through, but it was just that I think both of these pitchers are overvalued. I think they're both good, but they both pitched 3 straight starts against really poor lineups. And whenever that happens, a starter pitcher's value obviously is going to go up. Yeah, I don't really even need to go into it. I just think both starting pitchers are overvalued. And George Kirby on the road against the Phillies, who have smashed right-handers. I would lean Phillies also, but not at a minus 120 price. So just give me first 5 over at plus money.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to make a play on this game, I would go with your pick. I think it's pretty solid. What ultimately made us get off of it is the fact that that line continues to move down.
Yeah.
So definitely something odd going on there. I know the Kirby lovers of the world are probably hammering that first 5 under or in some capacity. So maybe that's it. But Kirby, I was looking at some splits last year. If you go to road day starts, Kirby was getting lit up in road day starts last year. But that's a very specific split, and that's 2022. So not much to go by there. And then in terms of Strom, I feel like Strom's pretty decent, but he has gotten hit up in 2 straight. And if you look at Seattle, if you look at their Seattle numbers regularly without filtering it, the Seattle Mariners are like 22nd, I believe, against left-handed pitching. But if you isolate that to the first 5, they're a top 12 unit. So I think they could score runs early. Ultimately, it's just a pass, though, with some weather concerns and just with the line movement sussing us out.
To give you an idea what I'm talking about, George Kirby's last 3 starts. Cardinals, who are maybe the worst lineup in baseball. No, that's
trash.
They're awful. Rockies, Cleveland, who's been terrible. That's George Kirby's last 3 starts. Matt Strom's last 3 starts. Colorado Rockies, Cincinnati Reds, Miami Marlins. I mean, whenever you got a pitcher that starts games against 3 lineups like that in a row, they're going to be overvalued. There's nothing you can do about it.
I just want to answer Mike Hayes' question real quick. Do we like Kyle Wright over Hayes? In terms of last year's numbers, if we're looking at last year with this year, the guy's cashed 23 of 34 games at a 68% rate at over 4.5. Problem is, that's juiced to the gills. So if we're looking at 5.5, if you could get that at like plus 115 or better, I don't mind that for like a light play. But just with his K numbers thus far and him coming off the injury to start the season, it's not exactly a prop I'd be looking to bet right now. I would wait until his next start against Miami when he's in a groove.
All right. Next game. Padres at Cubs. Cubs blew the lead on us last night, man. We were 5-1 with 2 games remaining, and we had Marlins money line, Cubs money line, and both were winning. Both blew the leads. Still had a good day. Picked up over a unit, but you already know how I feel about this. I don't trust Seth Lugo. I also don't really trust the Padres bats. That being said, if you're going to give me this kind of price to fade Wesneski, I'm going to take it every time. I said I would be down to lay the 1.5 with the Padres last night. I don't know if I'm there anymore, and this didn't make the ticket. But I'll just put Padres or pass up on the screen. I would love to take, you know what I would love to take? San Diego moneyline minus 120, but that's not what we have. We have it at minus 145. So I'm going to say
that's
Padres.
That's not the world we live in.
Yeah, unfortunately, but the fact that they're expensive only further hammers home my opinion on it, that I have it right. I like the Padres to win the game. Maybe San Diego minus 1.5 if you're a risky guy. But yeah, Padres are pass.
Yeah, I'm in the same spot where it's Padres or pass. Don't love the play because of the weird line movement occurring right now. But I mean, one thing I will give credit to is the fact that the Padres bats are starting to heat up against right-handed pitching ever since Tatis came back. Let me pull up those game logs right now real quick.
Here's the line movement he's talking about, by the way. I blew it up. Cubs line is dropping down, even though the public seems to be pretty heavy on San Diego.
So since Tatis came back, they got 5 runs off of Ryan Nelson, 0 off of Zach Gallen, but who's getting runs off Zach Gallen these days? 4 off of Merrill Kelly, and then 3 off of Dre Jameson in 1 inning of work. So they've been pretty much lighting up right-handed pitching thus far. I'm not too impressed with Hayden Wesneski. He's had a good start against the Oakland Athletics, and quite frankly, anybody can have a good start against the Oakland Athletics as long as you're a major league pitcher. So yeah, just gonna have to pass on this one. One thing I will say I'm looking at right now, you can get Seth Lugo over 4.5 Ks, minus 132 on Barstool right now. He's hit it in all 4 games since becoming a starter, and on top of that, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, last 6 to 7 right-handed pitchers to face the Cubs have cashed their K prop over. So I think there's decent value there.
You said last 5 of 6?
Last 6, 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last 6 to 7 righties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, to Jay Miz. Yeah, Commissioner's cool yesterday. He's actually a pitching coach too, so definitely cool listening to him give some pitching matchups and share his angles. That was interesting. We hope. After the live show ended, we asked, we loosely said, hey, how about every Wednesday morning? And he kind of agreed to it. So I think we can expect him every Wednesday morning. But as you know, we're not the most structured bunch. So he'll definitely be on again. He'll definitely be on again.
Yeah, I know he's busy this week, I believe. So I'll talk to him on like Monday and see if we could get something going for Wednesday. Definitely want to have him on more. I thought his insight was great yesterday, and it fit right in with us in terms of the analytical side. So
right. He shared some numbers, and he shared some numbers that we don't normally look at in our day-to-day stuff. So it kind of there were interesting angles.
Yeah.
All right. His Hunter Brown outs bet cash too, and that was his big one yesterday. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. All right, Cardinals at Giants. Originally I skipped this one, but actually me and Prop Beaver talked this morning, and we agree that the play here has got to be San Francisco first 5 minus a half run. It's at minus 110, right?
Plus 104 on FanDuel. I put it.
Yep. Do I trust the Giants lineup? No, but one pattern is abundantly clear. The Giants' first 5 have actually been pretty good. I believe it was 14-10 on the first 5, right? 14-10.
Let me get the exact
Pull that
thing
up.
up.
So
I know they had a great record.
And the Cardinals' record of the first 5 has been pretty poor. Not to mention clear-cut pitching advantage here with Logan Webb on the mound. There's only one player that wears a Giants uniform that I trust, and it's Logan Webb. Michaelis looks... He looks like it's his time. It looks like it's his time to hang it up.
They need to put him down.
And it's like Okay, so what is it going to take for us to lose this bet? It's going to take Michaelis to throw 5 innings of like 1-run ball. That's what I think it's going to take for us to lose this bet, because I don't think the Cardinals will get more than 1 and 2 off of Webb. And I just can't see Michaelis throwing 5 innings of 1-run ball. That's not what we've seen from him. So,
yeah, I'm just not a Miles Michaelis guy. I think last year was pretty much a fluke, and if you look at some of his previous seasons before that, and his expected numbers are quite terrible. On the other side, Logan Webb had a rough start to the season against some tough opponents, but his expected numbers are fantastic. So just from a pure regression standpoint, I expect Logan Webb to be doing better and Miles Michaelis to just continue being quite bad this season. Maybe not as bad, but still bad.
JD say Miles Michaelis throws a gem today. Get the fuck out of here. No
I mean,
way.
I'm not gonna dismiss it, but I will. I'm not gonna be in the camp that he gets the gem today. I pulled up those first 5 run line records. So the Giants are 14-10 this season. If you bet them every game, you'd be up 1.9 units. In the Cardinals, they are 9-16 to the first 5 run line this season, and if you bet them every game, you'd be down 9.1 units.
My problem with those is it doesn't tell you if they're catching a half run or laying it. I hate that. Or wait, are you on EV Analytics?
EV Analytics?
Yeah. See, I wish they told you their record when first 5 favorites, first 5 underdogs. That's my criticism of that. All right. Anyway, next. All right. Well, yeah. As I said last night, whenever Ohtani pitches, especially at home, the Angels are insanely overpriced. Should the Angels win this game comfortably with JP Sears, a lefty on the mound who they've hit much better? Of course they should. But I mean, at minus 300, it's not even a parlay piece at this point. It's just way too expensive.
Want to hear this? Ohtani to record a win today is at minus 150. And let's see his strikeouts, because that I'm very curious about. And Ohtani's strikeout line is set at 8.5. 8.5 is actually normal for him, but that to record a win is one of the highest I've seen. Minus 150, minus 160. Geez.
I mean, this is like it's like the perfect. The Angels crush lefties, and Oakland has a shitty lefty pitching. Like it's the perfect storm. This should probably even at minus 300, I still think that's a little cheap. It's crazy. Yeah. I know I just said it's overpriced, so I kind of contradicted myself. But there's no way I could get to Oakland. That's the point I'm making. Anyway, let's go to Game 7. Baltimore at Detroit. The reason that pie chart is wrong down there is because there's not any data in for Baltimore Detroit as far as where the action's at. So that's why that pie chart's incorrect. I'm sticking to my guns. Prop Beaver disagrees with me. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking with Baltimore minus 1.5. Current odds on that are... One moment. Looking like plus 115. There we go. Baltimore minus 1.5. Plus 115. Posted it up. So, yeah, I mean, not only do the Orioles crush lefties, but they just saw Joey Wentz. I think it was on Saturday or Sunday. No, I think it was Saturday. They just saw... It had to be Saturday, actually. They just saw Joey Wentz and smacked him around. They should do the same exact thing. They got him for 5 earned runs and 4 innings of work. I would imagine they do something similar. I know Prop Beaver's concerned with the Tigers' bullpen because they've been on fire. Detroit's bullpen, I believe, passed Texas for number 1 in the last 2 weeks. If not, they're right there at number 2. One of the best bullpens in baseball recently. Here's the thing. I think they're going to be up 6-1 after 5 innings, so I don't even give a shit. And not to mention, Baltimore's bullpen is pretty good, too, so it's not like I expect the Tigers lineup to light the Orioles bullpen up. I feel safe here at plus money.
Yeah, so I just like runs in this game. Even with the pretty bad weather over there, I like runs. So give me the Baltimore-Detroit first 5 over 4. I would not bet the full game over with these two bullpens rolling right now. So I would definitely isolate that to the first 5. Kyle Gibson just dealt against Detroit. He also just faced the Tigers, considering it's a rematch of the same exact matchup. And in that game, he allowed just 1 run, 2 hits, struck out 11 batters through 6.1 innings pitched. I'm sorry, but Kyle Gibson is not that guy, and he has greatly struggled against lefties thus far, posting a 4.14 WOBA, allowing 1.5 home runs per 9, and a 10.7 walk percentage. Pretty putrid. You take those numbers and you put them on the road, and they are even worse. The Tigers are starting 5 lefties, and 4 of those are amongst the top 5 bats in the order. Considering they're going to be seeing him for a second straight time, I could hit him, and history would show that. Let's forget his last start against Detroit, right? The one that just happened. Let's look at his previous 5 starts against Detroit. The 5 starts where he posted an 8.77 ERA and a 1.95 whip. I think he's due for a ton of regression based on that history, and the Tigers can manage at least 2 runs here. On the other side, we got Wentz, who's looked all right thus far. But I don't think that's going to be enough to stop the Baltimore lineup that smashes lefty, like Kyle's saying. They posted 3+ runs versus a lefty through the first 5 and 7 and 10 games thus far, and are top 6 in WRC plus against them. So if we're getting 3 runs from Baltimore, 2 runs from Detroit, I like the first 5 over there.
To answer your question, Jay Bird, we were talking about EV analytics. E is in Edward, V is in Victor. Next game. Nats at Mets. Yo, did we cash Nats? I cashed Nats first 5 back-to-back days now. We had it on the ticket last night. I don't think we had it 2 nights ago.
No, not 2 nights ago.
Another first 5 over for me here. It's tough with Lucchesi because you don't 100% know what you're getting with that guy. He just returned from Tommy John surgery and pitched 1 game, and he was actually awesome in that game. But looks like we're getting -110 on this. But the reason I'm hesitant to back the guy is not only is it just his first start back from Tommy John, but what was he pitching against? The Rockies, was it?
The Giants.
Yes, he pitched against the Giants, the worst team in the MLB, or one of the worst teams in the MLB against left-handed pitching. It was a perfect spot for him. So I'm not putting too much weight in that start from him. And also, Trevor Williams, although he's been good in his last 3 starts, 1, he hasn't really pitched against anybody. 2, he's a righty on the road in Citi Field. The Mets just smash right-handed pitching. So this is another first 5 over, where if you just look, the casual bettor is going to open this up and be like, oh shit, Lucchesi 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA. Trevor Williams 3.38 ERA. Look at this. It should be a pitcher's duel. No, it shouldn't. First 5 over here. I honestly think the Mets might cash this by themselves. But the way the Mets have been playing, I fully expect Washington to put up a run or 2 also. So I feel pretty comfortable at an even -110.
Yeah, I just ultimately decided to pass here. The Nats are better against lefties, but they haven't seen one in like literally a month or so. So I don't know how well they're going to bat against Lucchesi today. I also don't know whether to buy into Lucchesi, whether that was just a great performance against the Giants or whether that curve is legit and a lot of teams are going to have struggles hitting it. So I'm just going to pass on this one. I will get to watch it because I'm a fan and I'll enjoy it that way. Don't need to bet it here.
We're going to be watching the NFL draft, bro. Do the draft.
I know. That is going to be hype.
The NFL draft, a.k.a. the day everyone pretends they were a diehard college football fan last year. And like a professional scout, like, here's my mock draft. Like, bro, what?
the day Sonny Weaver shook the world.
All right. So what did you say, pass on it?
Yeah, just pass. We'll go to the next one.
Okay. All right, next game. Rays at White Sox. A tough call here with these 2 aces on the mound.
Everybody in the comments is saying there's no way the White Sox win, which borderline makes me think.
Yo, that makes you want to back them.
Yeah.
How do you say there's no way? No, look, the White Sox suck. But how do you say there's no way a team wins at home with Dylan Cease pitching? Like, he could throw a complete game shutout. He's a beast.
I think
again, I'm not saying I like the White Sox. I'm just saying it's kind of crazy to say there's no way they win. I'm going to let you talk because you seem pretty confident with your strikeout prop here.
I really like Cease over 6.5 Ks today, guys. He just went 4 innings against Tampa in his last matchup, mustering only 5 Ks. In fact, it's his second straight start against Tampa with 5 Ks and third straight under 6.5 Ks this season. So why do I want to back his over here? Well, the first question I'll raise is why did the books move his total up from 5.5 to 6.5 after the
Hold on. I
events
just want to respond to this
raised?
comment. Why y'all be so hyped about the draft? We were being sarcastic. We're not hyped about the draft.
Yeah,
we'll be watching baseball and
damn.
basketball. I guess we didn't even make that clear. We were joking. We also think the draft's kind of stupid. I mean, I'll have it on one of the small TVs, but we're not the type to sit here and watch the draft. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a reason they moved that K lineup despite 3 straight unders and the 2 straight unders against Tampa. And I agree with the book's logic here because I've been waiting for this Tampa lineup to regress against righties all season. Against lefties, I'll back them every time. But against righties, I see this as a lineup sitting at league average with an above average strikeout rate. And over the last week, that's been absolutely true. They're sitting just 15th in OPS against righties, and they're 23rd in K percentage with a fat 27.5 K percentage. What is more notable to me is the Rays' last 2 games. Luis Garcia entered struggling and managed to pitch 6 shutout innings against them with 7 Ks. Then Hunter Brown, coming off a brutal start against Atlanta, heads to Tampa and he shuts them out for 7 innings, striking out 8. Is the Rays' wave of terror against righties coming to an end? And I think it may be, because what really stands out to me here is Cease's outs line. Did a little line reading here. Cease's outs line is at 17.5, juiced to -170 for the over, despite recording 12 outs in the game that just happened against Tampa, and 15 outs and 14 outs in the game last year that he had against Tampa. With 6+ innings pitched, Cease is 12-6 to the K over, averaging 7.5, and in his lone home start against the Rays, he managed 8 Ks. With a line this low and a talent like Cease, I love for him to snap that under streak. Let's go Cease. It's Cease Day, baby.
Sounds cool. I'm always down to back Cease too. He's so good. Yep. All right. Next game. Royals at Twins. This is just like a perfect storm here with Zach Greinke on the road, Tyler Mahle at home. If you're unfamiliar with these guys' splits, Zach Greinke on the road last year, 0-7 with like a 5.31 ERA, and then Tyler Mahle at home, equally as bad. Both pitchers in just a terrible spot. So for this one, did I take the full game over? Oh, you know what? I wrote down a few possibilities here. Oh, man. I wrote down... I'm sticking to it. It sucks that I have to back Tyler Mahle on the road here, but the Royals lineup is just... It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell. Oh, this went up, though. It's up to -130 now. Damn, man.
I know. That's why I took the first 5 team total over.
Right. Let me go look at the odds on that.
It's plus 100 on PointsBet. I believe it's -105 on DraftKings.
Man, that just takes the wind out of my sails here. It's -105 on DraftKings. I'll just put -105. Over 2.5. First 5. Team total over 2.5. -105. All right, like I said, just fading Zach Greinke on the road has been a profitable thing here. Also, Buxton and Polanco back in the lineup for Minnesota. They sat last game when they got blown out by the Yankees. So, yeah, this is just Twins will get to Greinke.
Yeah, one thing I want to say before I get into my little spiel is a lot of White Sox comments. People really do not like the White Sox this year. And I don't blame them. They've banged us up a few times around the head. They've really screwed us. But, like, just from a pure regression standpoint, I mean, the Rays do have to slow down at some point. I mean, this team heading into the second game of the Astros series was 20-3. I can't think of something more unsustainable than a 20-3 record. They are going to endure a losing streak at some point. I'm not going to back the White Sox today, but I mean, in terms of a pitching match, I think they are really going to start struggling against righties very soon. They were not supposed to be a top 5, nevertheless top 10 lineup against righties. No way. Lefties, hell yeah. Righties, no way. Twins first 5 team total over 2.5. Love it. Pure fade of Greinke on the road. In Greinke's last 11 road starts, opponents are 9-2 to the first 5 over, averaging 4.5 runs. My Lord, Greinke. In Greinke's last 4 trips to Minnesota, the Twins are 4-0 to that total, averaging 4. And add in that the Twins over the last 2 weeks are 5th in WRC plus against righties and should have both Buxton and Polanco back in the lineup tonight. And I really like that value at the low price. It's hard to pass up.
So we're in agreement. Well, actually, that was more your pick, and I tailed it. Next game and the final game Hey, actually, so last night I said I like the under at 7.5, and I still do. But actually, I went here with this. Texas plus 1.5 at minus 115 here. Garrett Cole has lost his last 5 trips to Texas, so this has not been a good spot for him. It's the line movement here. Everyone's betting the Yankees. They had that one explosive game, and I guess the entire world has decided the Yankees are out of their hitting slump after a one-day game. Seems a little suspect. People might be rushing to judgment there. They've struggled against lefties, and this dates back to last season. The Yankees don't have a lineup that crushes lefties. Andrew Heaney's been good, coming off 3 solid starts at home. And you're going to give me a 1.5 at minus 115? I think Texas probably wins. But, yeah, so I'd still like the under. So if you watched last night's video and bet the under, we're good. I still like it. I don't want to be you bailed on me.
Yeah, no panic.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the plus 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, we got Texas returning from a 3-game road trip where they got swept against the freaking Reds. That is just about as brutal as it gets. And if you're a passionate team, that should ignite some fire in you. Let's not forget, though, that this Texas team had won their previous 10 to 13 games heading into that series. And I think they're due for a bounce back, which may sound dumb with Cole on the mound, but let's hang on a second. Cole's look godly. There's no taking away that from him. I mean, he's made me a bit of a fan of him this year after hating on him for multiple years. But he did have a road start. He's only had 1 thus far, and one could say that was his worst of the year. I mean, giving up 2 runs through 7 innings is quite good. But in terms of this season's standards, that would be a bad start for Cole. He's now set to face that Rangers team that he's 0-4 against at Texas with a 7.24 ERA, 2.3 home runs allowed per 9. And the Texas Bats actually own some solid numbers against Cole with an 833 OPS and a 7 home run percentage. Not a lot of teams have those numbers against a guy like Garrett Cole. If they can disrupt his groove early, then I think that we have a very realistic chance here as the Yanks are going to be facing a lefty. And yes, the Yankees are bottom 10 against lefties thus far. The only strength they have as lefties is drawing walks. They're drawing walks at an unholy rate, but the good news is that Andrew Heaney's seen the Yankees lineup for 69 at-bats and has only walked 4 men, a 5.4 walk percentage. That's great. If his command is in control tonight, then I see a good outing for him. So to be catching a whole 1.5 at a near even vig with very similar bullpens and lineups that I think are very similar, I like the value.
Dude, we need to set up like a support group for the White Sox. I had no idea people hated them like that. Poor White Sox, man.
I mean, I don't blame them though. That really is a trash ass franchise. They're just like they have no respect for anybody's money. It's like, oh, they're leading 7-2 into the 8th. We should be good. Then the bullpen comes in with that bum Ruiz and just gives up 10 runs. They're a classless organization. Classless,
dude,
more classless.
According to you, every single organization is classless.
There's one organization with class. It's the New York Mets.
I don't know how classy the Mets are. So let's build how about we build a parlay based on the comments. So everyone throw out
put the Rays in there.
No.
Yeah, so just put the Rays in there.
Oh, yeah.
They hate the White Sox.
I think the White Sox are going to win now based on all the hate.
Listen, we're doing a comment parlay. We're riding with the people here. Drop some comments, guys. Let's make a little parlay here. A little squad ride.
I mean, it's too delayed because you say that. Someone said they like Twins by 2. So Twins, money line. Let's go 4 legs and I'll cut it off and then I'll calculate the odds. I'm going based on the comments. What is that?
Texas on the run line.
On the run line. Celtics and Angels. I'll go Angels, even though they're minus 300. Put the Angels in there. We need one more. Not going to use Celtics. Make it all baseball. Let's keep it consistent. Yeah, it's because the comments are Orioles. There we go. And I will tell this. I promise. I'm not just putting this up for the fuck of it. All right, let's get over to DraftKings and build our shit here. MLB. So we got, what is it? Angels, Orioles, Rays.
I just built it. It's plus 448 on FanDuel.
Plus 448. All right, I'll tell this. Even though I think just because of all the hate the White Sox got, that they're actually going to win. But there you go. There's our comment built parlay at plus 448. First ever of its kind.
Yeah, I'm about to put a little sprinkle on that bad boy.
Yeah, maybe a few shekels.
I gotta garnish it.
All right, thanks everyone for watching. Like I said on last night's Celtics video, I promised my goddaughter I'd take her to see Super Mario today, so I'll be gone for a few hours. But so tonight I will be putting some stuff up tonight. So hope everyone has a good day, and we'll talk soon.
Peace out, Chiefs. Thanks for watching.